Parshas Vayeshev Haftarah is in Sefer Amos. It's one of the Sfurim in the Trayusar. And the starts of Koi Omer Hashem Al Shloshe Pesha Yisrael V'Arabu Lo Yashivani. This is a common theme in Sefer Amos, that the Rebbeinu Shalom is moichel for 3 avayros. When it comes to the 4th avayra, the Rebbeinu Shalom is not moichel any longer, and then the punishment goes that you're a repeat offender. So it's talking about Klal Yisrael over here, and it says that the 4th thing that the Rebbeinu Shalom Kivyochel couldn't stand was if people that are in control take advantage and sell, use the illusion, sell the poor downtrodden people. And the connection to the parsha is because the Shvutim Kivyochel sold Yosef. He was downtrodden, and they used the opportunity to sell him. And it uses the illusion Michram B'Kesef Tzadik, which refers to that in allegory. But really what it's referring to in the time of Amos was that the Dayunim or the Rabunim didn't take care of the regular people, and sometimes they even took advantage. So if they saw a field that a poor person was fighting over, so they would go by the Din Torah, unfortunately, and they would make sure the guy should lose so that they should be able to get the piece of land. And Hashem says, I can't take that. That's just too much for me. And the Pusik goes on to say the rest of the Avaydas that they did, which were not as bad, Kivyochel, to the Eibishter as those. For example, people going and doing even Znis, the Rebbeinu Shalom did not take as much offense as this. And like we see by the Mabul also, even though they did Znis and did all these things, but it was the Gezel, it was the stealing, and it was the breaking of the people that bothered Hashem. The Benudin L'Chavayre bothers Hashem more than the Benudin L'Mukam. But once all this is going on, Hashem says that all of this is Laman Chalai L'Shem Kodshi. It's all a Chil Hashem. All these things are Chil Hashem. And doing bad things to the poor is also Chil Hashem. And the Rabunim not taking care of the people is also Chil Hashem. And this is the Pusik continues. They did avoid the Zura, Vavugudim Chavilim Yati Etzelkom Mizbayach. All of these are the 3 avayros that the Rebbeinu Shalom is willing to forgo upon until they did the 4th one. Then the Rebbeinu Shalom says, let's go back, let's do a little history. I took such good care of you, Klal Yisrael. I was the giants that were in Eretz Yisrael before you came, and I took care of them. I broke them down. I destroyed them from inside and I destroyed them from outside. And then he says, I took you out of Mitzrayim. 40 years in the Midway, I took care of you, and I gave you children, big chashivas, rachnias and gashmias, neviim, nazirim. Nazirim means separated from everything, meaning without any problems of Olam Hazeh. Ha'af ein zois b'nai Yisrael nim Hashem. Is that all of that not true? And what did you do? You took the Nazirim, fed them wine. You took the Nevi'im, and you ignored what he said. And you said Hashem never said anything. He told them, don't say Nevi'is. So the Rebbeinu Shalom says, I have to punish you, and big punishments are coming out. And this was Amos, and he was saying Nevi'is to the Aseris HaShvutim. Yehuda and Binyamin were not so bad. But this 10 Shvutim, which were from Ephraim and further, were doing these Avayros. They had their Avodah Zuras, starting from Yerav ben Nevat, who had started out as a tzaddik, and then eventually he fell into the Avodah Zura, and he was Choyte Machti as Yisrael. So he says that they're going to get all these punishments, and they did. And even the strongest people, he says, even the strongest people will not be able to escape. They won't be able to fight, and they won't be able to escape. Even the archers will not be able to to win by sending their bows, their bow and arrows. The fast people won't even be able to escape. Even the person on horseback won't be able to escape, and so on. The Rebbeinu Shalom continues saying this, and then he finishes off and says, the Paira Gimel, Shimi es hadavar hazeh asher diber Hashem alaychem b'nai Yisrael. I want to tell you what's really supposed to be and what's really going to be. The reason I'm punishing you is because I love you. And this is a common statement. Maybe we'll mention more about it. But this is what he says. Rak eschem yudati mikoil mishpachos waduma al kain efkoid alaychem eskolav v'nisaychem. I don't care so much when other people sin, but when you sin, that's really terrible, because you are special and you need to take control of yourself. And that's why I gave you Nevi'im, and that's why I gave you all of these mitzvahs, and that's why you're getting punished for all of your avayros. And if you listen, we're going to see soon, then it's going to be better. But if not, I will never give up on you, which means that even after you go to Gulas and even after everything that happens, I'm going to keep on being on top of you. You're never getting away from Hashem. Hashem says that Klal Yisrael is mine forever, and I'm going to stalk you until you return. So he says, Hayayil chishnayim yachtav bilti imna yudi. When two people go together, it's because they made up to go together. Klal Yisrael made a covenant with Hashem, and Hashem made a covenant with Klal Yisrael. If you're going to let your lower feelings and actions get in control of you, Hashem says, I'm going to keep on at it until you're going to get past that. And whatever has to happen, if it's a lion roaring, which means Hashem giving out his warnings. If it's punishments, tipar al pacha uretz, if a bird falls into a trap, so you'll also fall into your traps. Im took a shofar be'ir v'amlo yechrudi, which means the shofar is blowing when there's already a war. It's past the warnings already. It's already into the punishment. All of that. But he says, the Rebbeinu Shalom always lets you know beforehand through the Nevi'im and through the Tzaddikim, and we always know beforehand what's going to happen, but many times we just don't listen. Ki lo yasa Adonai Elohim dovar ki im gulu soidoi el avudav hanevi'im. The Rebbeinu Shalom doesn't do something unless he lets the Nevi'im know. Aryeh shuog milo yiru. When a lion roars, everybody's afraid. Adonai Elohim diber. If the Rebbeinu Shalom speaks, then the Novi will say his Nevi'as. Everybody should listen. So we live now in a time that this Haftara is extremely appropriate, very, very relevant. There are so many people that are either falling away from the path or internally disconnected. While we have so many people that are beautifully connected, there are so many people that don't feel the connection, and the Rebbeinu Shalom says, I want you back, I need you back, and I will never give up. I took you out of Mitzrayim, and as much as I loved you then, I love you now. And if you do something wrong, I'm not going to say, Hashem loves me and he's going to let me get away with it. No, Hashem loves me and he's going to turn me into a mensch. Hashem Elokim diber mi lo yinovai.